Autonomic Layer 6. Influences. www.club-autonomic.com. Autonomic Layer 6. Influences.
My name is Xavier Barandieran. I'm a philosopher of mind and biology. And in particular, I'm very interested in the concept of a mental life, which is embodied in the biological life, but it goes beyond that. So we all have the experience of being alive, psychologically speaking, and sometimes being ill psychologically. And this is something that goes beyond classical cognition and computers, which have probably no life in this sense of being precarious, of being continuously trying to reshape and to interact with the environment with a kind of internal drive and anxiety that is part of our mental life. So with this kind of goal and kind of philosophical project, I developed this project, part of it in the group of philosophy of biology and ES research in San Sebastian, in the University of the Basque Country. And so this is how I got here, really, because it was already almost a year ago that we decided to do this summer school. And first summer school in life and cognition, and together with CREA, a French institute for epistemology, applied epistemology, and also with a bunch of researchers that were sharing a taste, kind of a framework of understanding the life and mind, and that's pretty much the idea of how I am here implicated. I was an organizer of the session on extended and embodied cognition, and it was a pleasure to invite some colleagues and philosophers, psychologists, modelers on this area, and it's been a great, really great summer school. Probably combination of many different disciplines to see and to be able to connect so many issues from so many levels of organization, from the very origin of cells and minimal genomes that we had a lecture in first days, to the more abstract human responsibility and social interaction. And this is what also philosophy is about, is to connect things that apparently have no connection and discover new links and new possibilities for thinking. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I found it interesting that they broke one of the assumptions that was kind of undercover, well, not undercover, explicit in most of the autopoiesis literature. When he said, well, robots can be cognitive, but they're not autopoietic. So we have to split this thesis in two. Therefore, cognition is about sensory motor dynamics, satisfying biological constraints. Autopoiesis is about self-production. And I don't know, and life is the combination of both.
Yeah,
but I'm not very convinced.
Yeah, you see, in some of the older autopoiesis literature, I think that you've got the dependency the other way around. Somehow, cognition is going to be dependent on life in some way. And I think that there's always been this kind of intuition in the background. A lot of people in artificial life that you could make a kind of cognitive robot that wasn't alive. And other artificial life people who came out of the autopoiesis literature, I think initially would have denied that. And so their position now is close as that.
Yeah, I was about to ask a question that maybe was a bit tricky, but if you accept that, any dynamical system that is coupled to the environment will satisfy some probability constraint.
Yeah, that's right.
So unless you ground that in autopoiesis, the consequence is very risky. You're risking everything becoming cognitive.
Yeah. Well, that was something that was going on there. I wasn't sure when you first put up that definition of cognitive in reference to a viability constraint. I thought that was going to refer back to the idea of this tunnel of viability that featured in the autopoiesis distinction. That definition. That can't be right. That can't be right. Because then that would make the definition.
That would be the natural solution.
But it can't be the right solution. But then, as you say, you're going to say what their viability constraint is, such that it's not so generally counts.
But anyway,
that's so now.
Yeah, I think we're done, and we can hold it for longer because now we need to speak bad about it.
Yeah.
Autonomic layer.
I'm Laura, I'm from Rome, Italy, and I study philosophy of biology, especially the relationship between environment and organisms, and so.
My name is Chiara, I come from Italy and I'm studying social cognition.
Hello, well, I'm Irati, I'm from Basque Country, but right now I'm studying MSc in London, in Goldsmiths, Cognitive Computing MSc. And well, we came here just for the summer school, and I found it very, very interesting because it's like a very big mixed up, a lot of different kind of people with different backgrounds, you know. So I think that we learned so much, and actually we got along very well. So maybe, I don't know, we'll get something good from here, I think. And not only knowledge, like also some friendships, and, you know. So, and actually the weather was nice, the seaside was there.
Yeah, hello, I'm Gerd from Vienna, Germany, and I'm interested in what am I interested into? I don't know. Artificial life, bioinformatics, not too much into philosophy, but it's getting more and more.
Hi, my name is Vikash. I'm from India. Right now I'm doing my master's in cognitive science in Osnabrück. And yeah, I'm interested in understanding the dynamic nature of brain and cognition in general. And yeah, I'm also interested in philosophy of and activism, and yeah, the relation between biology and cognitive science. And, yeah, I'm really having a great time here at the conference, meeting really interesting people, enjoying the beach and the weather. And it's absolutely great. Ciao.
Okay, my name is Argyris Arnelos. I'm coming from Greece, from the University of the Aegean, and I'm interested in autonomous systems and the evolution of normativity.
I'm Matt Habermill. I'm from the University of Toronto in Canada, and I study philosophy of cognitive science.
My name is Jean-Félix Gros. I came from France. I'm studying philosophy and in particular the notion of brain plasticity and subject effect. And
my name is Renato Bic. I work at the University of Bergamo. My research interests are the epistemology of complex systems, the systemics of emergence, and philosophy of biology, especially biological autonomy.
Hi, I'm Fabio Serpetti. I'm a PhD student in philosophy of science, and I came from Rome. And my interest is in the mind-body problem in relation with evolutionism.
My name is Massimiliano Cappuccio. I am a postdoc researcher in philosophy. I'm interested in embodied cognition, philosophy of neurosciences, and I have a background in phenomenology, which I try to apply to philosophy of mind.
So my name is Alberto Valero. I come from Madrid. I have made a PhD on robotics, human-computer interaction, and I'm currently studying cognitive systems, artificial agents, and so on.
Hi everybody. Hi. So I say hello to Buenos Dias and Sebastian. I'm Cheng from China. I come here to take. I'm very glad to come here to take part in this conference, and I'm studying in the field of molecular biology.
I'm Andrew. My background's in cybernetics and computer games. I studying cognitive computing in London, and so we've learned an awful lot here, but we've also been introduced to many different disciplines, such as the approaches to synthetic life that are much more biological, much more evolutionary than the computational approach. We've largely been shown how impoverished a lot of our models are, the computing models, on when it comes to life, like genetic algorithms, how complicated it can be shown. And it seemed to be a move towards there needs to be an approach to studying complex systems, possibly more than dynamical systems, because there's no agreed way of studying complicatedly interacting systems, and that appears so much in life and the complexity that's either there for defining life, or it's just always going to be present in something complicated as life. For me, that's been the most important lesson, that there's just stuff that we're not yet approaching, and I guess we need the philosophy to show us the way.
I'm Mohammed. I come from a journalism background, and I joined the AI community a couple of years ago, so I found this conference somehow relevant to AI, and since I'm doing my PhD course on artificial intelligence and more specifically on swarm intelligence, so I found the whole thing about collective intelligence quite interesting and intriguing in some way or another. And at the same time, there was a big coverage on the philosophical bit of cognitive science and life. Since I was asked to say what was the most interesting bit of this conference, I think you can see the most interesting bit as the director is showing the most interesting bit. So I would imagine that everyone can be enjoying this experience and at the same time enjoy this lovely atmosphere, academic and environmental. Thanks.
Automatic. Player 6. www.club-autonomic.com.
You understand that it is just triangulation. If it is this is the target, I'm with my photoelectric cell, I move it in any way. But if I cross the target at the tactile stimulator, so I move. But the idea is to work about perceptual crossings. It is a situation where two perceptual activity are crossing one the other. When I see that your eyes are seeing my eyes and I see yours, or when I touch you and you feel my hand and I feel that you feel my hand and I feel that you feel that is perceptual crossing. It is very emotionally important and socially important relation.
Now I feel super. I feel excellent. Well, the first talk was quite interesting, but I was struggling to translate all the French R into English R.
The next question for me is going to be how long until we create a bacteria that can pluck CO2 out of the air and turn it into either H2O or petrol.
I think it's very well organized and I think it's going well. The point is, what do you think about the question of midnight swimming? You know, we have a problem.
My goodness!
So, I would like to have a comment on that. Why people do not go to water at midnight? Massively, I mean. What's the reason?
The reason is that we really wanted to come here this morning, you know, so, you know.
Live.
And you know that there is a very, very good concert tonight, Bob Dylan, you know. Bob Dylan.
So, in a word, I would say that I'm extremely satisfied about the running of the school, except of this lack of courage of people, which is somehow disappointing, even if okay.
But
I probably add a point on the application form on: do you regularly take bath or water at midnight?
But the next time the answer
there would be a
yes.
mandatory criterion. Of course, yes. Otherwise, no grants.
It's impossible. We can't make it otherwise.
Thank you very much.